Hey, shalom, shalom, shalom. Before I get this lesson started, let me give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles, and the great millstone of whom I learned from, and the shalom to the hope elect, taking this truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah, who've been scattered to the four corners of the earth, to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah with another report. So here we have what it looks like to be the heathen nation, the Koreans, and even some of the Chinese. I know China's Moab. I'm still learning who Korea is. I believe Korea is. Let me see if I can locate that information. Hold up. Let's go. I'm going to save this. Let's go into. Let me see. I got my download, baby. Where you at? Download. Damn. So. Here we go. So. I'm going to read it to you because I know it's listed in the Hebrew booklet. So that way. Because I'm still memorizing this stuff. Here we go. Shemai. Here we go. Bam. The 18 nations. That's what I was looking for. So you can see it yourself. So, let me see. So the Koreans would follow, I believe they would fall under Ammon. The Japanese, that could be debatable. Or, well, I know they're Moab or Ammon, all right? The Koreans, they're in there. They're in that, okay? So this nation, these heathen are wrestling back and forth with the wickedness of Edom, right? And Edom, the Confederacy of Nations, is being challenged, which is what? Psalms 83. Psalms 83, right? And these are all the enemies of the Hebrew Israelites, but they don't get along with themselves either, right? Because they are divided, but they are in agreement to keep us down. And look at this. So this is a prophecy. Keep not thou silence, O power, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharallah, Israel, may not be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, there goes your so-called white man, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagareans, Gebal and Ammon, and Amalek. Amalek is your head tribe of Edom. The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin at the brook Kishon. So this confederacy amongst them is what we have seen perfected here in America, where all the other nations have come over to America, and they're underneath the Edomites, but they get treated better than us, and then they are also in agreement with Esau's bullshit about us by being bad to us. Well, now look what's happening. We see something happening online with how Esau is and how they appropriate everything. They are called the thief in the scriptures for a reason. Look at this. These are all these Koreans and Chinese girls getting pissed off at what this Edomite, what this white girl did. She took one of their fucking their recipes, and she did it on TikTok. She even gave credit to them, but all of her Edomite, all of her white followers are now ascribing this recipe according to the name of that white girl, and it's caused a huge fucking. All these videos are people talking about it, but it just shows you that this is how Esau is, literally with everything on the planet Earth. They just, even when you tell them this is from another nation, but if somebody that's so-called white comes and brings it to them, they will give all the credit to that white person. They won't even acknowledge the people that it comes from. They want to make it theirs. Look at this.
Are we really being fucking for real right now? Well, it wasn't popular till she did it. Just because one white person did it, and now it's a whole trend when people have been eating it, and then if we did it, we're considered weird. Okay, please.
And that's the thing. All these Moabites, all these Ammonites, they're if you go into the fucking the messages, they're saying, I remember going to school here in America and all the white kids making fun of us because our food smelled funny. And now, because a couple of white girls are taking that same food and showing people how to make it online, all of these, I mean, hundreds of thousands of views, you're going to see it. Now, all of a sudden, it's cool. And all the trauma that these Asian kids went through and the hypocrisy of the Edomites, the so-called white people, like, wait a minute, you guys used to pick on us when we would bring this food to our lunch at school, and now you guys are, oh, it's so, when some white person makes it in front of you, now all of a sudden it's cool, and you guys are making videos, and you're calling that food after that white person, and you're giving credit to this white person when you used to pick on us for eating food that we've been eating for 30, 40, 50 years. You see how crazy? It's the same thing they did with hip hop, same thing they did with rock, with country, with barbecue. How do Edomites know how to barbecue? Because of slavery, because of us. How do Edomites know how to do anything that they do, even down to circumcision? Because of us. Look at this, you guys.
Cowboy caviar.
She's making fun of it. That's ceviche. Look, and you got a tostada, but she's gonna call it a flat taco. I don't know what the bready meat is, but it's called something else. But she's making fun that this is what Esau has done. They've taken all these foods from other cultures, right, heritages, and just renamed them. And now white people are like, oh, this is amazing, when it's been being eaten by another nation this whole time.
Bready meat, flat taco, and spa water. Since brothy rice got the Courtney Cook's soy sauce marinated.
That's the girl, Courtney Cook.
Eggs. You mean Korean soy sauce marinated eggs? Mayak Gedon?
And she says the name. She says the heritage name, Mayak Gedon. That's what it's called. That's what it's called in their culture. That's where it comes from. And watch what she says.
You mean a dish, a banchan that I've been eating for 34 years of my...
3.5 decades she's been eating it. But because this fucking Edomite girl makes it on TikTok, now all of a sudden, all these Edomite white American girls are like, oh my God, it's the most amazing. And they're ascribing credit to the white girl, not where it came from.
My fucking life. A dish that's been around for thousands of centuries? A recipe that's been handed down for generations? Deduced and gentrified down to Courtney Cooked soy sauce marinated eggs?
And that's the new name of it. And it's disgusting that this is happening. It's amazing that it's happening because the heathen need to taste this level of sting when they've had something stolen from them by the so-called white man. They need to go through this. What does it say? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked, and he covers the faces of the judges. This is something that Esau does on every aspect. They're like a literal virus. They take over a culture. Look, let's get it. Hold on. Let me let her finish talking, and we're gonna get. I believe it's Habakkuk. Watch, we're gonna get it.
Courtney Cook's army stew. You mean Korean army stew?
So this white girl's making all these Korean dishes, and her followers are freaking out. Korean food is really good, you guys. I don't know how to order it. I've gone out a couple times. There's a place somewhere in Atlanta I accidentally stepped into. I wish I would have pinned the place. The shit was fucking bomb. $20. It was fucking fire. They do have a decent palate. They have a good palate. Out of the nations, they do eat some pretty good stuff.
Do you mean budae-jjigae?
See, she's naming the cultural names to this stuff, and it's pissing her off. Look at the shock and the anger in her face, because it's like, hold up. I was grown up around these dishes, and you bitches are ascribing this cuisine to this fucking white girl? Bro, they need to feel this. But look at this shit.
This stew that was made after the Korean War because we had no fucking food?
Bam. So now there's a historical reason, the trauma, right, that Esau causes in war, and Esau's curricular, his scholastic indoctrination never mentions the fucking trauma he causes all over the earth when he's doing what he's doing in his rulership. These dishes mean stuff to these people, and this fucking white girl is making this shit because it's trendy, right? She is giving credit to them, but her fan base is not. Like Eminem, like how Eminem used to always acknowledge all the Jake rappers, but all his fans, they were like, no, he's the best, he's white, he's better than anybody. But the same fucking shit, same with country music, same with fucking everything.
The stew that my family lived off of after the Korean War because they had no food because they were poor after the Korean War, and they did what they had to do with what they had from the U.S. military army bases, with what they gave them, hot dogs, Spam, cheese. Courtney Cook's army stew. Y'all are gonna piss me off. The food that I was ostracized, villainized, harassed, and bullied. The food that a lot of us Asians were ostracized, villainized.
So when hip-hop music, I'm not defending hip-hop music, but when it first came out, it was being distributed by who? All the Edomite record companies. But the face of the music was who? It was Jake. It was the tribe of Judah, the so-called black man. That was the talent that was being sold. Every night on the news, they were talking about how fucked up hip-hop music is. There's got to be a warning on the label. These people are bad. And hip-hop music is horrible. Gangster rap is horrible. No one mentioned the Edomite distribution power that was distributing the music. And no one ever mentioned the fucking Amalekites or the Edomites that were making all the money off of those hip-hop or bands. It was just Jake getting all the flack for it. And then when Eminem came out, all of a sudden, he's the most amazing dude on the planet Earth. He's the most ingenious with his lyrical ability, his triple entendres. He's so fucking brilliant. He's sold so many records. He can get on stage and say anything about anybody, and it was okay. Yet all of hip hop was based off that same rebellion, right? And the so-called black male was fucking was spoken about to the point of infamy until Eminem showed up. And then all of a sudden, it's the most amazing thing in the fucking world. And now today, you got all these Edomite rappers that can't fucking, bro, it's insane. Hip hop again is a fucking shitty music because of the way it was used, but the talent still comes from Jake. You can see how this is burning her. But see, people who've been through it can understand her. There's Edomites that still they don't understand why she's mad.
Harassed and bullied for by white people for years.
And they're not going to say nobody so-called black because we don't fuck with these people like that.
The anti-Asian rhetoric about our food, the stereotypes about our food, the harmful stereotypes about our food. Now it's a trend. Now people want to try it because a white woman got up on here and made it appealing. And now suddenly, soy sauce marinated eggs, army stew, mayak geran, and purichige doesn't look weird. It doesn't look nasty. And you know what's really irritating? What's really pissing me off about this whole Courtney Cook situation, right? It's the fact that her white fan base, her audience, they had to watch the entire fucking video to get the entire recipe, right? You had to watch the entire fucking video to get the recipe in order to make the soy sauce marinated eggs, in order to make the Korean army stew. And in her video, Courtney Cook says that these are Korean-inspired dishes. And I know you fucking heard it because you...
Listen to how she's breaking this down, because I'm going to go somewhere in the precepts once she's done. There's a ton of videos saying this exact same thing. They're like, this is the observation of these people. and a Jake sister. They're like, hey, hold up. This white girl is telling you people that she got this from Korea. It's obvious she got it from Korea, yet her white fan base jumps collectively. They jump over that information and just appropriate it to a white girl doing it. And you got to see this because this is proving who they are. I'm going to get a precept that's going to prove it. A couple of precepts proves that this is in their genetic structure. Because you can't teach this. This is just how they act as a nation. This component that is inside of them as a whole, it has to be present in order for them and their higher ups to perform as the wicked on the earth. If you don't have those internal mechanisms and you have a conscience, you won't perform as the wicked on the earth. You have to have the internal structure to operate that way. Just like an engine in a truck. You have to have the components to make it a four-wheel drive, or it's not going to be a four-wheel drive. It's the same thing with the wicked. The wicked have an internal mechanism. They are crooked in their soul, bro. They are not upright. This is why they're able to function like this.
Would not be able to make the Maya Geran and the Buddha Jjigae if you didn't listen to how to make it. So the fact that like her white fan base, her audience is coming on here making videos saying, I made Courtney Cook's soy sauce marinated eggs. I made Courtney Cook's army stew. When she makes it very distinct that these are Korean inspired dishes that she puts a twist of her own on. And you guys sit here and say it's Courtney Cook's, like she fucking invented Maya Geran and Budae Jjigae. And she didn't. These are staple dishes that have been around in Korea, in Korean cuisine for a very long time. The Maya Geran, the soy sauce marinated eggs, you guys, it's been around for thousands of years, okay? Heavily influenced by Chinese cuisine when China first introduced soy sauce to Korea. And that recipe has been passed down for generations, okay? The army stew has been around for decades, since after the Korean War. Just because a white person made it does not mean that it's new, guys. It's new to you. It's new to you and your palate. And that's why people are mad, because you guys are coming up on here and not giving credit where credit is due.
And they're incapable of doing that. Now let's get a precept. This is deep. Look,
It's an Asian dish.
If Courtney Cook makes something and says that it's Korean, for example, she makes soy marinated eggs and says that they're Korean, it's a Korean recipe, then why are you calling it Courtney Cook's recipe and not the Korean recipe that Courtney Cook used?
Listen to the points. It's a very short video. Listen to her points.
I don't understand. It's like me making pasta pomodoro and saying this is an Italian dish. This dish originated in Italy. And then someone taking it and being like, this is Shine's pasta recipe. Does that make sense? No. If Courtney Cook is saying that she was inspired by a Korean recipe and makes it a point to mention that it's Korean, why are you whitewashing that out? Do you think she would like that? I don't think she would. And now, guess what? This is H Mart Gate Part 2. Courtney Cook did nothing wrong. She's just cooking, okay? And she's telling people her sources, okay? You're obviously doing this to rage bait people.
Now, this is the part she doesn't understand. She doesn't understand what and who so-called white people are. How is it that these Moabites, how are these Ammonites able to perceive this? They're heathen. They're not the righteous. They're not Israelites. Some of them maybe. But for the most part, they're heathen, dude. How is it that they understand this, but the Edomite girls don't? Listen to what she says. You're either rage baiting. That's not what it is. They're not rage baiting. This is their genetics being revealed.
Or you're ignorant. Or you're forgetful.
Forgetful? No, they're wicked. Their souls are not upright within them.
And it's bad. So stop. You know what happens when you don't cite your sources in school? It's considered plagiarism. You know what happens when you plagiarize?
So Edomites know how to write laws to not cross borders. They know how to write laws to not to you got to acknowledge the source of your information in their system. Yet when they come into your nation, when they cross your borders, all of a sudden, all of their structure and their law, it goes out the fucking window. You got to see this point. How is it that they have a system of law that they can impose onto this nation and the world, yet they are so lawless themselves when it comes to everybody else? They don't govern themselves with the same structure.
You get expelled or discredited. So, by plagiarizing someone, you're discrediting yourself.
And that's all that Esau does. Let's get the precepts. Motherfucker, bro. His soul is not upright within him. His soul is not upright. It's talking about them. This is Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul, which is lifted up, their pride is not upright in him. But the just, talking about the Israelites, shall live by his faith. What is soul? What's the definition of soul? I believe it goes into your mind. Let's see what the Edmond says. Soul. A substantial entity believed to be that in each person which lives, feels, thinks, and wills. So it's going into your mind. Spiritual and emotional part of a person. Animate existence, life, living, being. Let me see. It has been suspected to have meant originally coming from or to belonging to the sea. Let me see. From the lake of a dwelling place of souls in ancient Europe, disembodied spirit of the soul. Let me see. Let's do this. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Habakkuk 2 and 4. Behold, his soul is not upright within him. So, his soul. Self, life, creature, person, appetite, mind. That's what I'm looking for. Nefesh is the...
Strong's H, 5315. Nefesh. Nefesh.
Living being, desire, emotion, passion, that which breathes, breath, being, soul, inner being of man. So what it's saying, activity of the character, activity of the will, activity of the mind. Look at this. Look at all these facets of this definition. Now go back. His activity, his mind, his desires are not upright. What's that? What's upright? What does upright mean? To be right, to be straight. So they're bent. To be level, to be upright, to be just, to be lawful, to be smooth, to go straight. They're not able to do this, you guys. Their souls are fucking bent. And people, when you pay, it's not talking about white people. Yes, it's talking about the Edomites. Edomites aren't white. They're red and wasted away, you guys. They are created bent. This is why they are the wicked. They're different than the heathen. Behold, he which is lifted up. What's the lifted up? I guarantee it goes into pride. To lift, to swell, be lifted up. To swell, to be bold, to be swell, to be heedless. Wow, to presume, be heedless, to be heedless, show heedlessness. What is heedless? To not regard, heed, observe, to take care, attend care. Wow, heedless, without regard. God damn, isn't that how they act? What are you doing here? Why are you guys at this table? How come you're at this pool? How come you're walking on this trail? What are you doing in this neighborhood? Bro, no matter, they just come up to you. They don't fucking regard you as anything. This is defining who they are, you guys. Let's get this one. They covet fields. Look, what is this lady doing? She's showing you they covet, right? They covet fields. That goes into your land. Look, they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. Houses goes into your heritage as a race, as a family, as a heritage, as a culture, and houses and take them away so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. What's your heritage? What is it? Heritage. What is it? Heritage. That which may be inherited. Going into your nationality, the way you express yourself as a nation, something that comes from your family, from your lineage. Okay, how come it fits so perfectly? Why do these precepts fit? And we have to see. And so, what's so beautiful about this is it's another nation of people going through this with the Edomites. We're not focused on the so-called black and white reality. This is the fucking Moabites and the Ammonites dealing with Esau on the same exact level. Heir, inheritance, ancestral. What did that girl say? Heirloom. This dish has been in my family, in our house for thousands of years. This particular dish, the stew, came from the Korean War. What would Edomites even know about that? That stew was the result of the trauma that they caused these people in that fucking war. And now it's a trend on TikTok. You can see the anger and it's justifiable. Look, inheritance, succession, heritable, capable of being inherited. So look, now let's go. These are just a couple, right? These are just a couple. What does the Most High say? It doesn't stop until he destroys the house of the thief. There goes that word house again, right? Now this goes into the house of the thief. The house goes into your family or your nation of the thief. So there is a race of people whose soul is not upright in them, right? And there's a race of people who's called the house of the thief, and it's the same people. There's a race of people who do not regard anyone else because they're so proud. It's all the same people. Zechariah 5:4. I will bring it forth, says Yahweh of hosts, Yahweh Tazabawath, and it shall enter into the house of the thief. What's the it? The chariots, the UFOs, his army. That's going to be a curse to Esau. It shall enter into the house of the thief. Let's prove it. Zechariah 5:4. Let's prove that house goes into your family and your race. 5:4. Look, man. House. I will bring it forth, saith Yahweh of hosts, and it shall enter into the house. House. Look. House, dwelling, habitation, shelter, abode, human bodies, bodies of light, darkness, even replaceable. The house is containing a family, household, family, those belonging to the same household, family of descendants or organized body, household affairs, inward temple on the inside, talking about a race, because all nations start off as a family first. They start off as a family within a house, and those descendants grow and grow and grow. Just like Jacob and the 12 sons, that was a house. And then those 12 sons became 12 tribes, and those 12 tribes became the nation of Israel. Same thing with Esau, Edom. Same thing with Moab. Same thing with Ammon. Those are all houses. The house of Jacob, the house of Esau. That's what this is talking about. And it shall enter into the house of the thief. So there's a house, there's a family, there's a nation, a race of people that are thieves. Look, man, thief, someone who steals. And what? Look, you don't want to go there. What is one of the symbols of Esau? The bonesmen. Look at this, the bonesmen. The bonesmen. Let me see. Death of bonesmen. Let me see. Images. Man, the skull. Then I'm gonna have to say skull. The skull and Bone Society. Oh, there we go. And what do you see? You see Edomites. You see a skull and crossbone, and the skull and crossbone is the sign. It's a sign of piracy or pirates, and piracy means to steal. It's once you start being, and these are not just. This is not accidental. You got to understand how powerful these men are. These are Edomites in their rulership telling you, look at that's fucking that's let me see if I can pull that up more. That's that right there. If you look at the guy in the center, look at the guy on the left in the lighter beige, that's President Bush. Okay, it's just not an accident, man. These are all Edomite sons born to Edomite men, right, in a rulership, and they're able to perform their undertakings by doing all this kind of shit. And that symbol was wisely chosen on the left-hand side to symbolize that they know what they are, they know who they are, and they know what they're going to do in their rulership. And they do this at the higher-ups, just like the little ones that don't know who the fuck they are, do it on the bottom. It's in their fucking DNA. These ones have more light or wisdom on the left-hand side, and they're able to apply it on a global scale. All right? These bitches that are doing it here in TikTok, they're just being selfish fucks. I mean, it doesn't justify or get them done.
If Courtney Cook makes
What
something,
these girls are experiencing, they are experiencing the rulership, right? The pride, the lack of heedlessness or lack of regard that so-called white people have for them. They don't give a fuck. We just come in and take your fucking shit. We will steal. We will take your fucking heritage. We will take your heritage because what does the scripture say? As the judge is, so are his officers. As the top is, so is the bottom. Right? All those precepts connect to this shit, man. And now we see the precept of what? When the wicked are in control, right? When the wicked are in control, when the wicked are in rulership, the people mourn. Let me see more. The people mourn. I think it's in Proverbs. Mourn. Bam, right there. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. And we know that the wicked is the house of Esau. We know that it says that in Malachi. Where are you, Malachi? Malachi 1 and 4. Look, whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom Yahweh hath indignation forever. Border is the definition or the beginning of a nation. They are the nation of wickedness. They are the house of the thief. They are the wicked. And you will know them by their fruits. And this is something as basic as this. There's no bloodshed here, okay? No one's dying. But the fact that there's so much disrespect and the fact that this is happening over and over again with this same group of people. Listen to what this Jake woman, look what this girl said.
so you mean to tell me that Courtney
And we know how hard-headed the N-Dub is, right? But she sees it. 19.6 thousand views. And she's commenting on this fucking controversy.
Cook literally puts in her videos that she... So you mean to tell me that Courtney Cook literally puts in her videos that she is making a Asian-inspired dish? She'll put Korean food, hashtags, even says it. One video, she literally says that this is a Korean-inspired dish, even though it's not authentic, so I put my own twist to it, but it's from Korean. She gives the exact credit. Her white counterparts still seem to just find a way to only give her, the white girl, the credit for a dish that she even says is not originally hers. But they're saying how did she come up with this? Her mind, the Courtney Cook soybean noodle rice onion bowl casserole soy sauce. Ew. Cause what do you mean? She's even giving credit. I scrolled on her page just to make sure she literally has it on bold words. Korean food, Chinese food, dumpling. She's literally giving the credit, and her white counterpart still I'm gonna give Courtney the credit though, because Courtney came up with it. Who thinks to put this? Who would have thought to put eggs in soy sauce? Oh my god, I can imagine who. I think I have a great idea of who would have ever thought in their life to come up with it. It's a whole diaspora of people that came up with this. And y'all was mad at that lady for getting upset when she said she don't really like to see white people in the Asian marks. I wonder why. As a black person, we understood. As black people, we understood exactly what homegirl was saying. Now y'all understand. Now y'all get it because Miss Courtney Cook, who is giving credit, because there's no shade to her. She's giving credit. She's the one saying this is Korean, this is Asian, this is Chinese, this is Japanese, this is Thai, whatever. She's giving the credit, and they still just found a way to say, I'm gonna act like I don't see any of that. And I didn't hear her say Korean. She said Courtney. She didn't say Korean. She said Courtney food.
Why though? Because their soul is bent. They are crooked. They're high and lifted up. They're lifted up. They're puffed up. They don't regard, and they're bent. They're lawless. The scripture shows you the definitions of what these scriptures mean when it's speaking about this nation of people. All right? They don't regard shit, bro. They do not fucking regard, because they are the house of the thief. In order to function like this, on a global scale, you cannot have a conscience or you wouldn't be able to perform. Dude, imagine a great white shark that all of a sudden it's got these sharp ass fucking teeth, and then the Most High just hits it in its mind, and now it just only wants to fucking eat seaweed. Or, I don't know, name something else that doesn't have blood in it. Only fucking sea cucumbers or fucking, kelp. That shit would be fucking weird. Why? But what would be the reason for the teeth? You got to understand the functionality of things. Why does a great white shark have fucking razor sharp teeth? Because it's a meat-eating fucking fish, bro. It's the same way with the wicked. Esau was equipped inside with all the crooked components to function the way he does. Yet people want to overlook the fucking shit that he does and say that he's not only is he not bad, he's the most moral person on the planet Earth. What the fuck? Yeah, how wish I said you would know them by their fruits. Know them by their fruits. Motherfucker. Fruits. Salakia for my cussing. You want to know them? And he said, this will I do. I will put down a bar. Boom, boom. Here, there's one right here. You will know them by their fruits. 16. Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns or figs of thistles? The answer is no. Even so, every good tree, and men are likened unto trees in the Bible, you guys. You got the tree of life and tree of life, and you got the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Men are likened unto trees. King Nebuchadnezzar was likened unto a tree that was cut down, and then it grew back. Men are likened unto trees. Even so, every good tree brings forth good fruit. It cannot change its fruit because of the DNA in the seed. The DNA in the seed determines what kind of fruit that tree is going to produce forever. An apricot tree, a redwood tree, a pecan tree will always produce that same fruit. It's not going to fucking grow oranges, man. And the seed goes into what? It's likened into the sperm of a man. Esau can only produce the fruit that he can produce, man. Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit. A good tree cannot bring forth evil fruit, neither can a corrupt tree bring forth good fruit. Every tree that bringeth not forth good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire. Come on, wherefore by their fruits ye shall know them. What kind of fruit do these people produce?
They have promised them.
What kind of fruit do they produce over and fucking over with everybody they come in contact with? We're not having this conversation about Moabites. Moabites aren't righteous people. They do dumb shit. They eat fucking snakes. They eat bats. They do eat some dumb shit. They do. But some of their food is fucking amazing. They don't have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that God, the Most High, gave Israel. But the Moabites are not oppressing the world either. All right? The Ammonites are not oppressing the world, bro. We're having this conversation about what Esau's doing to this people, and he's doing the same exact fucking thing that he did to our people.
Soy sauce eggs. I'm literally so excited. I already took a nibble. I'm gonna put.
So that's not the Courtney girl, but that's one of her Edomite white followers. She's just giving praise to Courtney, and this is what this girl's pointing out. Courtney cooked weird food taste tests. Weird food taste tests. That's how she look how she fucking
Crunch on here into my.
even in her fucking title in the video, she's showing you how she doesn't understand this culture, but she's gonna ascribe it to Courtney. This is this is their genetics. They cannot be anything other than this fucked upness, and they are in the position of rulership on the earth. That's why everyone's freaking out. Like, what the fuck, man?
So, no hate to Courtney Cooks, but everyone who
And notice how polite. Notice how cordial. All the Ammonite or all the Moabite girls are look. Oh God, bro. They are extending grace in their attempt to correct these fucking people. We got to see all this, bro. We got to observe all of this lesson. These are digital epistles that are going to be carried up before Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai in the form of prayer and complaints. This is another case against Esau. Here you have people that the so-called white man says are less moral than him, right? And yet here these women are. And again, I'm not tooting their horn, but I'm giving you an observation. They are extending fucking grace to these bitches who don't give a fuck. They're just extending grace here. Hey, you're kind of fucked up here. You kind of made a mistake. Look how she's going about this.
keep on referring that she kind of make the egg with soy sauce and all the seasoning trending or something like that. This has been a recipe that a lot of Asian been using, especially Korean. There's a Korean egg marinated soy sauce that's been going on for a long time. It's becoming a new trend. So, I don't know. A lot of people take Asian recipe and don't give credit to Asian. That's why the whole H Mart thing, why we want to gatekeep everything. We want to gatekeep.
And the H Mart thing was this. It was a half Edomite, half Korean girl. She's very articulate, and she said, or she was defending, or I think it was her. She said when she sees white people, Edomites, go into a Korean market, she feels bad or nervous about it because she knows that for the most part they're going to go there and they're going to appropriate the place. They're not going in respect. It's just for them to see what they can do, how they can enjoy the culture without giving any respect or love back to the community. And if they go on on the internet with it, they're going to make all this money and become famous, and they're going to absorb everything that they're doing as in their life, and it makes sense. And that's why these people keep bringing this shit up.
Matcha, ube. We want to gatekeep anything that's related to our Asian culture.
Because so many Edomites are they're making tons of money off of these videos, going into the Asian culture and pulling out fucking food they weren't even raised up on. But all the Edomite followers of these Edomite creators are like, oh, this is so cool now.
Because European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't put.
See, she's not a Hebrew Israelite, you guys. She's not reading out of the Bible. She is speaking from an observation. She said Europeans like to take from other people's heritage. Listen what she just said.
Pay credit. Because European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole cucumber salad thing too. That's a Korean recipe.
See? How many times you got to hear this over and over again about the same race of people coming from everybody? Look, what does it say in the scriptures, bro? What does it say? What did it say? What does it say? Look, Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. What is this girl saying?
Seriously, we have to stop cucumber salad thing too? European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole cucumber salad thing too? That's a Korean recipe. Like the whole cucumber salad thing too? Take it away and credit themselves or don't pay because European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit.
They're not European, they're the Edomites. You will know them by their fruits. All the Europeans are doing everything the Bible said that Esau, Edom would do. This is how we know that the so-called white man is the biblical Edomite.
Like the whole cucumber salad thing too? That's a Korean recipe. Seriously, we have to start credit to the right nationality or culture and not just...
Why is she saying these things, you guys? She's being very nice. She's being very sweet. She's being very humane about something that's very wicked. Something that fucking Esau has a whole system of laws and copyright infringement and border patrol and piracy laws. You can't steal from Esau. You can't cross his borders. You can't use music or a video without the copyright infringement. He's got all these systems set up to accuse the planet that they can't take from him, steal from him, yet everywhere he goes. They are a nation of thieves. All they fucking do is steal. And they don't give credit.
Think,
They don't acknowledge. What does it say? Wisdom of Solomon? And I'll end with that. They gave no credit to his labors. And the righteous man, let me see, wisdom of Solomon. I think it's chapter 5. Wisdom of Solomon, the righteous man. I think it's verse 1. Actually, the righteous. Yeah, it is. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man. Now, this is talking about the Israelites. But the whole earth is groaning under this bullshit. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness, because that boldness, we have the precepts, we have the scriptures, we have the prophecies, we have the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that we can point Esau out through the scriptures. This poor thing right here, pretty girl, she's trying her best, right? She's being sweet, but she's saying European. They're not fucking European. They're the Edomites. But she's groaning. Why are you guys doing this? She wouldn't do that. And again, I'm not saying this girl is without... where'd it go? I'm not saying that girl is without sin. I'm not saying that, right? What I'm saying is, you're not going to see a whole bunch of fucking... where'd she go? Damn it. Did they take that fucking video off in real time? No fucking way.
it's culture. Because
These people don't steal Edomite culture. They're just trying to make a way for their own. They got their own culture, you guys, right? They're not doing this.
European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole cucumber salad thing too?
Look, man. So Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors. They don't acknowledge anything that we do. They don't acknowledge anything that we contribute, because they are the thief. They come to steal it. And then they are the liar, and they say they did it. Country music comes from us. Rock and roll music comes from us. Barbecue, bro. Do you know how many Edomites are awesome at barbecue? How did they get good at barbecue? Because of slavery from the Hebrew Israelites. They learned how to barbecue from us. Why? Because those fucking Edomites came from fucking Great Britain, and Great Britain food sucks. But why does it change when you get to America? Why do so-called white people in the South all of a sudden, how is it that they can cook so fucking good? Who did they learn it from? They learned it from the Southern and Northern Kingdom. Any Edomite that's good at making Mexican food, they learned it from the Northern Kingdom. Any Edomite that's good at Southern fucking cuisine, they learned it from the Hebrew Israelites, the Southern Kingdom, the tribe of Judah. But they don't give credit. It's us. We did it. Same with Southern hospitality. Southern hospitality comes from slave women, Hebrew Israelite women teaching their Edomite children, because we were raising their children how to be polite and how to speak with manners while their fucking mom and dad were out doing all kind of shit. That's where it comes from, bro. It's not Edomites. Edomites aren't fucking nice. We taught them that shit. Okay? All these videos are going into that.
Morning, we're going to have some soy sauce.
So that's the girl. That's the original Edomite woman. She gives credit, but all her fans don't.
Marinated eggs. I'm going to put my
This is an issue with these people, and it should be.
recipe down. This is like a play on the traditional Korean ones, but, you know, mine is not authentic, but it is still.
I'm sick, so I actually have time to do some entry-level activism, and I just wanted to talk.
Courtney Cook is being accused of cultural appropriation, going from the one being thanked to the one being questioned, something many Asians grew up eating, soy-marinated eggs. Suddenly, it's being packaged as a new recipe discovered by chronically online white people. Countless videos show people making it the Courtney Cook way, captioned with lines like, "Thank you, Courtney Cook, for sharing your food with us." In another video, Asian food is labeled a weird food taste test. Decades, even centuries of everyday Asian household knowledge are now being reframed as an internet trend, a strange but tasty experiment.
Remember back when all the Edomite girls were getting invited to go to fucking talk shows because of the viral dances they were doing? Come to find out, they were fucking stealing those dance moves from Israelite, Judite, so-called black young teenage girls. It's the same fucking thing over and over again with this group of people. Why? Because of what it says in the scriptures. And this is why we are able to stand with boldness, because we're able to point them out from the scriptures. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no accounts of his labors. Let's get 2nd Esdras and I'll be done. 2nd Esdras 11. 2nd Esdras 11. All the way down. The lion chased out. Let's see. Okay. And I beheld, and lo, there was a roaring lion. 2nd Esdras 37. Let me see. All right. So this is 2nd Esdras, right? 11:37 down. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion. That's Yahushai, chased out of the wood. And I saw he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle. And we know that the eagle is symbolic for Rome. It's symbolic for Esau. It's symbolic for America. It's symbolic for all the Edomites. Hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee, art not thou it that remainest of the four beasts? So we know that the Edomite rulership is that fourth beast, whom I made to reign in my world. And they're in rulership right now, that the end of their times might come through them. And the fourth came and overcame all the beasts that were past, some but all the other previous rulerships, and had power over the world with great fearfulness, and over the whole compass of the earth with much wicked oppression. And so long time dwelt he upon the earth with deceit. All they do is deceive. For the earth hast thou not judged in truth. You can't when you're the fucking thief, when your soul is bent. For thou hast afflicted the meek, thou hast hurt the peaceable, thou hast loved liars, and destroyed the dwelling of them that brought forth fruit, and hast cast down the walls of such as did thee no harm. Therefore, in thy wrongful dealings, therefore is thy wrongful dealings come up unto the highest, and thy pride unto the mighty. The highest also hath looked upon the proud times. Remember, they're lifted up, and they have no regard for anyone. And behold, they are ended, and his abominations are fulfilled. And therefore appear no more, thou eagle, nor thy horrible wings, nor thy wicked feathers, nor thy malicious heads, nor thy hurtful claws, nor all thy vain body. Then all the earth may be refreshed and may return, being delivered from thy violence, and that she may hope for the judgment and mercy of him that made her. And this is Yahushai honoring his father, right? Hold on. Right here, look. And I beheld, and lo, as it were, a roaring lion chased out of the wood. That's the lion of the tribe of Judah. And I saw that he sent out a man's voice unto the eagle and said, look, hear thou, I will talk with thee, and the highest shall say unto thee. Yahushai always honors his father. And his father will send him to come and take back the earth so that he can rule from the throne of David. And that's the only way. And this is the only way that this stuff stops, man. The only thing that makes this stuff stop.
Like the whole cucumber salad thing too, take it away and credit themselves. Because European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole cucumber salad thing too, and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole European likes to take it away and credit themselves or don't pay credit. Like the whole
Such a pretty girl, huh? And she's just letting out a sigh. And she's giving grace to people who don't even deserve it. They don't even deserve that grace. Beautiful girl, man. I pray that this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai, B'Hashem Rakakadash, and double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, of whom I learned from, and Shalom to the hope of that, taking his truth to the four corners of the earth, bidding the elect spirits of Yasharallah to the marriage supper of the Lamb, who is Yahweh Shai. This is your brother Adah. Shalom.